Today I got a bit of a good, the bad, and the ugly. There's a whole lot of good and not a whole lot of bad, but the bad I do have to talk about. I feel like everybody has experienced within the game. I was originally going to do a first impressions video on this last week, but then obviously we had the whole server issues when the game pretty much just blew up even more, and I couldn't get on the game. Before we fully get into today's video, please do make sure to leave a like, comment down below on your thoughts of Helldivers 2. If you agree with anything I say or disagree, feel free to let me know and make sure to subscribe. So one of the good things, right, I'm going to talk about is the battle pass system first. This probably isn't at the top of a lot of people's minds, but I want to talk about how the devs here have actually done something right. The free battle pass is actually a lot easier and cheaper to progress through. It costs a hell of a lot less medals, and you have 10 pages instead of 3 pages like on the paid version. Arrowhead have done an amazing job here when it comes to prioritizing what is free in the game versus what is paid. And because these aren't linked together like a normal battle pass on every other game, you can't progress through them both at the same time. You have to prioritize one or the other. I'm currently upgrading through the paid battle pass just because I prefer some of the weapons in there and some of the skins, but because I've been progressing through that, I've done next to nothing on the free battle pass. I just like the fact that they have prioritized everything that's free first, and the stuff that's in the store when it comes to microtransactions are actually really cheap. You can pick up like a full suit of armor for like £2 or less. You want a full skin set on a game like Call of Duty, you're looking at like £20. It's a very small thing, but I don't think it's been spoken about enough, and I do feel like Arrowhead deserves some sort of props when it comes to prioritizing what's free in the game versus what is paid, and there is no pay to win things in the battle pass, and you can't just buy your way through the free battle pass either. So let's say if they do a new season with new content in it, which I imagine they are going to, people can't just dump money into the game to get everything in the battle pass, and that's that. You actually have to play the game and work as a team, and I like it. But one of the negative things here is obviously at the top of everyone's mind, and that is the server capacity. Currently the server capacity is limited to 360k, I think, and one of my good pals K9 put on our Discord that he did see a tweet from one of the devs' personal accounts. I haven't seen this tweet, but he doesn't lie, he's pretty factual whenever he tells me stuff, but it also does make a lot of sense even if I can't see the tweet. And supposedly the server capacity isn't just to do with buying more servers. Apparently there is more going on behind the scenes, which I'm not surprised. Helldivers 1 topped out on Steam at like 6,500 as an all-time peak. Helldivers 2 is currently sitting at 407,000 on Steam alone. Then you've obviously got all the PlayStation players. The growth is exponential, and obviously Arrowhead could not have predicted this at all. And alongside this, Helldivers 2 has been getting massively review bombed on Steam because of it. When I first picked the game up, I think it was Tuesday or Monday last week, it was very positive. Around 90% had voted positive, I think, and now it is around 66, and it's purely because of the server issues. But someone like me, I'm not going to go onto Steam and then negatively rate the game because of the server issues. I know obviously you've paid for the game and everything, but it isn't their fault. They couldn't have anticipated this at all, and they can only do so much. I hope that they are getting extra support from Sony though behind the scenes, because it needs the support. This game has the potential to be so much more, and it's not like a game where people play it for like a week and then die off of it like Power World. We're 2 weeks in now and people are still loving it. There are tens of thousands of people still queuing in, waiting to get in when they can't. I do feel bad for Arrowhead on this behalf, and you know, I've given them a positive review on Steam. I get that it's annoying, but at the same time, we know they're working their hardest. We can't expect much more than that. It is what it is. It's going to get better. One of the good things here is this game is absolutely incredible when it comes to team play. I haven't had this much fun in a co-op game in a very long time, and for the slim price of £34.99 is incredible. It feels like a AAA title. It's not absolutely perfect, but it does feel completely polished. If you put aside the server issues and you put aside the AMD driver issues making the game crash, which I am on the back end of receiving, it is extremely fun, and to be honest, it doesn't really get boring. I always find myself wanting to play more, especially when you're playing a mission that's 40 minutes long. And I had this the other night when we just failed to extract. There was 2 of us alive, we ran out of redeploys, and our team died. But then obviously when you run out and you have no more redeploys and everyone's dead, it does randomly choose someone. It spawns them very far away from the extraction, and we essentially lost everything in that game nearly 40 minutes in, and it makes you want to play more because you feel like you've taken a real loss and you want to earn it back. The banter and the fun, the friendly fire, mate, I love everything about this. And the friendly fire, I feel like Arrowhead had actually thought about this because it adds a lot to the game. It makes you more careful when calling stuff in. It's not just you that's at risk when you call in a massive barrage of missiles that can decimate enemies, it is your entire team, and you do have to be careful. The friendly fire aspect actually adds a lot more to the game, and I think people realize, and it is a lovely finishing touch, to be honest. It's annoying, but it's funny as hell, and it definitely adds to the gameplay, and it makes you think more as a team. Speaking of thinking as a team, here's something fairly negative. It depends how you view it, but I feel like overall it's a pretty negative thing, and that is playing solo on this game on your own is just virtually impossible. You have to play with randoms, and you got to hope that you get paired with people that are semi-competent. This last week as well, there was huge issues with quick play being 100% blocked, but that's now been fixed, so I don't know, like, if you didn't have a full team of squad for last week, you couldn't really play this game on hard difficulty and really reap the rewards of playing on like hard and earning the extra 75% XP, along with obviously the higher medals and requisition, samples, all that sort of stuff. Playing this game solo is definitely doable if you have a full squad, and I mean, because there's so many players, the games fill up so quick on this. There are tens of thousands of people per planet. Sometimes there's 150,000 people on one planet. It is a bummer, but it is what it is. It's the same with the finals. It's a team-based game. That's how the game is meant to be. I also like how the enemies don't reduce based on how many people are on the game. It's just a set. This is hard difficulty. This is what it is. Deal with it. Again, it depends how you view it. You might just be a solo player and it might annoy you, but me, I love it personally. It makes you want to play with your friends, and it makes it easier to play with other people online, and the game chat works pretty well. So a huge positive for this game, which I briefly mentioned earlier, is for £34.99. This game is an absolute steal, and it actually does feel like a AAA title in a sense. If you go onto CD keys as well, you can actually get like a tenner off of the overall game price. So a lot of my mates actually picked up for £24.99, I think it was, or £25.99, which is a phenomenal price for what you get. And I feel like this could even potentially be like a set in stone new pathway to bigger games. I know obviously no AAA title is going to do this, but I feel like if AAA games, like let's say Modern Warfare 3 was priced at £29.99, a hell of a lot more people would buy it. If AAA games were priced a bit lower, like let's say £20, they're like 30, 40 quid, a lot more people would pick them up. And obviously this isn't like a huge massive dev team working on Helldivers, but god, it feels like they did have a big team behind it. They didn't know the player base was going to be so big, yet there is so much content when it comes to the in-game battle pass stuff, the types of enemies you're finding, their weak points, how you fight them, how everything comes together on the map is just incredible. The detail and the different planet types, the different weather effects, everything. Like, if you've played this game, which I imagine you have, and you're probably thinking the exact same as me right now, the atmosphere and everything that is in the game just feels incredible. It does not feel like a £34.99 game. I also love how it takes quite a while to level up in this game, and you do have to play the whole risk versus reward scenario. I'm a little bit concerned though, once you get past level 20, what's going to happen. I imagine the devs, Arrowhead, do have stuff planned. There's no way they don't now with the amount of money they've made. But I imagine they're going to keep supporting this game, and they're going to keep adding stuff. There is an absolute ton of stratagems already in the game as well, but once you hit level 20, that's pretty much it. But fingers crossed, I do hope, because they've got Sony backing them as the publisher, they do keep going and going and going with this game, because people are going to continue to play it. One of my mates even said the other day, it'd be nice like if there was like a new planet type, I don't know, where the map's like twice as big, and instead of a 4-man squad, you've got 2 4-man squads working together, and you're pretty much like attacking fortresses and stuff. Maybe you get like some small land vehicles, like little buggies and stuff. I don't know, the possibilities for this game is endless. And currently with the left and the right hand side, we have pretty much, I call them the droids, which are the automons. I think that's what they're called. And then you've got the bugs. Let's just call them the bugs. It's as simple as that, left and right. But I'm very curious of what's going to happen up and down. So that is it for the good and the bad of Helldivers 2. I do have more I could say, but I'm trying to keep this short and sweet. The game overall has extremely impressed me, and I do have a very short attention span. If I start playing a game, if it hasn't got me hooked within the first like 15-20 minutes, I will without a doubt stop playing it completely. And Helldivers has done a very good job of bringing back some amazing co-op action, which I've always been a huge fan of, and I've been waiting for another huge co-op game to come. And this is it. So if you made it around to the end of this video, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I don't know how long this is going to last. It might get patched. But if you're in a server queue because the lobbies are full and you have a friend on Helldivers 2 on Steam, make sure your game is completely shut down, and then make sure they are in their ship. You then want to go onto your Steam friends, click on their name, and then click join game. That will weirdly make you skip the server queue. I don't know if it puts you to the full front, but whenever I've done it, or me and my friends have done it, it has instantly put us straight into the game, and you've pretty much just skipped the server queue. If you enjoyed today's video, please do make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and make sure to subscribe. I'm definitely going to be making some Helldivers 2 content. I've got tons of recording I'm trying to work through at a minute and I don't know what to use. I was debating whether I should just wait till I'm a higher level or just do it as I am now because I'm a level 11. And now we're on the harder difficulties, the game is a lot more chaotic. Thanks for watching.